And the Romantics.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Katie.
And this week we're doing New Moon from the Twilight Saga.
The Twilight Saga.
I had so much fun watching this.
The Twilight Saga.
The Saga of Twilight.
Yes.
Yes.
So we did this tonight because it's spooky month. Even though this movie's not spooky, but like there's vampires, so Halloween.
Yeah.
And because it's actually the new moon.
Yeah, tonight's the new moon.
So we were like, let's do
So we were like...
new moon.
Yeah, we didn't really have any other option.
Well, we did.
We had other options.
Oh, you mean like
I just mean
spiritually.
Yeah. I just mean like the universe was like...
We had to do new moon.
I guess you have to do Twilight.
On new moon.
Pneumonia. On pneumonia. That's a werewolf disease. Pneumonia.
No.
That's a good one. Welcome to my stand-up show. Hey, you guys ever hear about these werewolves? I feel like they have a disease called pneumonia.
But what does that have to do with them?
Because on full moons, werewolves come out. I mean, in the traditional lore.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah.
In the traditional lore.
Not in
the stupid
Twilight universe.
Where everything is.
Jesus. Coming in hot. Yeah, New Moon, second installment of the Twilight Saga. This movie, did this come out in 2009? I think.
I have no idea when this movie came out.
Okay, great. I think it came out in 2009. Let's see. Yes, 2009. And it is a direct sequel. Shall we get into it?
It came out. When did the first one come out?
I don't know. I feel like we probably said it in the last Twilight episode.
I know, but like, how? I feel like, I was still in high school when this movie came out. In my mind, like, Twilight happened when I was in high school, but then all the other ones, I just don't remember this one coming out.
In my mind, none of it happened while I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, and I graduated in 2009, so it had to.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I know, I can't remember this one coming out. It's
Me
all kind of
neither.
a blur. I just remember, like, Hot Topic
It was a hot topic.
had, like, all the...
Oh my god. I mean, I'll bring it up again. My mom's wardrobe.
Yeah.
Her full Twilight wardrobe.
Wait.
My aunt, actually, shout out Aunt Sherry, I'm sure you're going to be listening to this episode. She was Team Jacob. She had a Jacob fleece. Very into it.
Love that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I can't remember. Guess it doesn't matter.
Riveting.
Shit. Oh, well.
Shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into this masterpiece.
Let's get into it.
Oh, God.
Let's get into it. Also, thank you guys so much for sticking by us. I know we've been on a bit of a hiatus.
I know. I almost forgot about that lovely song.
Yeah, Katie almost forgot because it's been so long since she's heard the dulcet tones of my beautiful voice. Yeah, we took a couple weeks off, you know? Had to reset our minds.
That's what I was going to say. I went to go visit my family, and when I was home, I was like on my dad's Netflix, and I saw that he had recently been watching
Oh, no.
the Twilight Saga films.
We love to see it.
I was like, Foster,
Foster.
if you're listening, Foster, I saw it. And I mentioned it to him, and he was like, oh, I like them.
They fight.
Like, oh
Every
my
guy
God.
is like, I like the Twilight movies because there's fighting and, like, werewolves. And I'm like, just say you like the Twilight movies.
Because, like, you could literally watch, like, any other movie. Like, every movie has fighting.
Watch An American Werewolf in London or whatever that movie is.
Just watch something else.
Like, literally watch anything.
Or admit that you like Twilight.
you like Twilight.
Yeah.
Because it's, for a lot of people, entertaining.
Like, yeah. So funny.
Like, just be okay with
I was like, he recently watched them. Like,
because they only came out recently on Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it showed that, like, one was, like, not finished yet.
He was like, I can't believe she interrupted my Twilight binge.
I mean,
We stand.
Okay, Foster, do your thing.
Do your thing.
Do your thing, my dude.
But yeah, we're back. And better than ever.
Ugh.
Better than ever.
Back, baby. We're back.
Back again.
So we're going to do like some fun Halloween-y-esque movies this month since it is October.
And Halloween is month long. Is
What?
month long.
Halloween is month long.
Halloween is a month long. Listen, if you guys had to record after watching this doozy of a movie, you'd be a little
know.
out of it.
And it's late.
It's late. It's like almost 10 o'clock.
Remember
here.
when we didn't have jobs and we recorded at like 2 and like finished at like 5 p.m. and we were like, wow, life is great.
I know.
And then capitalism swallowed us whole.
And now we're both working and loving it. I, for one, love my capitalist daddies.
If you're listening.
Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk.
Hey, but like honestly, if you're listening and you want to sponsor us.
Like sponsor us as
so we can
humans,
just make this podcast for a job.
It would be sick.
That would be so cool.
And also I started up school again, so like that's been taking up a lot of time. But we just appreciate the time off that we had to visit family or just fall into a deep hole of depression. Anyway.
Or both.
Or both. ¿Por qué no los dos? You know?
Mm-hmm.
We stand. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
New moon.
Let's do it.
Opens up Bella's birthday. She's turning 18. She's one of those like, I don't want anyone to acknowledge my birthday.
Well, she also doesn't want to age because
yeah,
she's older than Edward now.
Yeah, and like there's a whole like dream sequence where she becomes her grandmother, and it's like very weird. That's like the first scene.
Oh.
And yeah, so she's definitely having to grapple with the fact that she's going to be aging, and
Edward will not be.
Her vampire daddy will not be. So she's been trying to convince Edward to change her, but he won't because he doesn't want her to become soulless like he is.
Is that why?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird excuse. And like it's a life of pain and
I mean,
torture.
that's what, like, all vampires act like.
Yeah.
You know, they're always like, you don't want this life.
I mean, I can see it. I feel like the first, like, 50 years
I mean, you
would
live
be
eternally.
cool.
That would be awful.
Yeah. I can't even live to, like, the appropriate age.
The only way that I would want to live eternally is if I got to live eternally with Spike Vamp Zaddy from Buffy. Otherwise, not interested in eternal life. Thank you, though.
I would live eternally if, like, Poe got to live eternally.
But Spike and I would have so much fun for eternity.
I'm sure. I don't know Spike. But I feel like you guys would have a lot of fun, and I support this. So, you know, Charlie gets her a gift, and every time someone brings her a gift, she's like, I thought we said no presents. Like, okay, it's your birthday. Shut up. Like, I'm so over it. But here's your presents, and the Cullens throw her a little get-together. And while she's opening her gift from Alice,
yeah,
she gets a wee paper cut. This bitch cannot stop bleeding.
She gets the most extreme paper cut I've ever seen in the history of paper cuts.
I've never bled that much from a paper cut. You'd think it was a head wound.
Oh, yeah.
The amount it bleeds. And so Edward, to protect her from Jasper, because Jasper's a new vampire.
Which means that he can't control himself around human blood.
Or he's not a new vampire, he's just newer to not eating human blood or partaking in human blood. So he's like less controlled. And so Edward sees that Jasper is about to go feral.
This type of vampire can't control themselves. Mm-hmm. Around human blood, but I've seen other vampires that can. But in this story, they go psycho. Yeah,
especially, because these ones, especially the Cullens, don't partake in human blood. So it's like, smells like Filet mignon, if you will, or like whatever your favorite food is. I
was
don't
like
know.
flaming yawn.
Flaming yawn.
What is that?
It's my new sleepy drag bar. The flaming yawn. Or you can just take naps.
Filet mignon, right?
Filet
Is that what you're
mignon.
saying? Filet?
Yeah, filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Am I saying it weird?
Well, I just thought you said flaming yawn, so.
Filet mignon.
Yeah, that's better. Filet mignon.
Filet mignon. So, yeah, Jasper's about to attack Bella, and Edward's solution is to throw Bella across the room into a bunch of glass.
Which,
Probably the best idea for someone who's already bleeding.
like, why that?
I guess he's just like, must protect Bella, and like immediately throws her as far away from him as possible, but doesn't realize
Into
there's...
a glass.
I guess he just like wasn't thinking about the glass.
Yeah, obviously not, because that was
He wasn't thinking.
that was the bad thing.
The
that
bad
was the
thing.
worst thing.
The
Then
worst
paper cut.
possible option. Because then she starts bleeding more because she gets cut on her arm. And Alice can't control herself. Everyone's having issues. And so Carlisle takes Bella, patches her up, basically explains why Edward doesn't want to turn her because Edward believes he's soulless and is unlovable or damned. This, that, the other thing.
He's damned straight to hell.
Yes. And, like, there's a whole, like, running storyline of, like, Romeo and Juliet. Like, it opens up with, like, the Romeo and Juliet quote. And, they're studying it in class. And Edward starts quoting it from memory.
Did you ever see Tuck Everlasting? Or read the book?
Is he immortal?
So, this family...
Uh-huh.
They, like, drank this water or something.
Right, the Fountain of Youth.
And they become immortal, but they're, like, it's awful.
Oh,
Like,
I feel like we had to read it for school.
Yeah, it's, like, it's, like, 110 pages or something. It's really small.
Oh.
But it was a good book. I liked it.
Yeah.
But it always made me... I remember being, like, in 4th grade or something and being, like, wow, you would think eternal life, you avoid death, but really...
It comes for us all.
In one way or another,
Yeah.
you know?
It doesn't matter. Like, even in Lord of the Rings, the eternal ones, like, they don't eventually die, but, like, they can die. You know what I mean?
I just feel like it's, like... I think the worst part about being eternal would be, like, losing people always.
Yeah, and that's, like, a reason he doesn't want to turn her as well, because she would have to watch, like, all her friends grow old and die, and...
Yeah.
All her mom.
I'm just, like,
dad.
such a romantic. I'm like, who cares about everyone else? Like, we would be together forever.
You're like, all that matters is that I'm with you.
Yeah.
I see that.
Like, I could see being, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like, get Bella in this book because I feel like if I were 16 in love with a vampire, I would, A, be like, please kill me. And B, I would be like, I don't care about everybody else. Like, I only care about you. Because that's how you are when you're in love with somebody, especially at that age.
Yeah. I remember I had a Zanga post. Do you remember Zanga?
Yeah.
And it was when I had my first high school boyfriend who I was with for 2 years. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to be single again. Like, this is it. He's the one. And... yeah, it's not a good look now, considering how that relationship went.
It's just so funny because, like, yeah.
You just think that's how it's gonna be.
Now, like, the thought of, like, oh, I'll never be single again. Like, I'll always be with, like, one person. It's, like, crazy. It's, like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's, like, weight to it. It's
There's
like,
weight
shit.
to it. It's like, oh, no, this is one person.
I mean, I used to just, like... pray for Spike to come sire me. That's, like, all I wanted.
Yeah, you've always been a vampire girl.
Like, I would literally go to bed when I was, like, 14 years old and be like, please, Spike, be real and come sire me so that I don't have to be a stupid human anymore.
Meanwhile, I was, like, watching The Lion King, too, and being like, why do I have weird feelings about Kovu?
I mean, I was doing that, too.
So... you know, at some point, Edward is explaining how Carlisle came to be a vampire and why he's such a like old vampire, and he used to be part of the Voltaire.
I gotta be honest. The whole Voltaire plot, I'm lost on it.
I'm not a fan.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know what happens. I don't know who they are. I blanked on that whole thing.
Yeah, I wish they kind of just
didn't have that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem really necessary, but
I think Miss Stephanie got a little overconfident there, and she was like, I'm gonna really write something.
She really was like, this is gonna blow everyone's minds. Y'all thought this was just romance? There's an evil vampire organization, which, like, I mean, makes sense, because, like, everyone portrays vampires as evil, so it would make sense that there are bad ones, but, like, to have it be, like, a hierarchy, or, like, a government, essentially, like...
And, like, a weird...
And, like, very culty.
The vibe is weird.
Very culty.
Yeah, she's a lot.
And so, the Voltaire, or Voltaire... I think it's Voltaire.
Voltaire.
Is it Voltaire?
Because Voltaire is like Voltaire.
Oh, right.
I think it's, you know what I mean?
I'm thinking of high art. So the Voltaire. We just watched this. We literally just watched
not
this.
5 minutes before we started.
Voltaire. Yeah, Voltaire. That's why I was saying Voltaire. I was thinking, I need to stop saying that word. Volturi are they are oops. They are like the head vampires. They enforce all the vampire rules. Like, you can't give away, like, you can't tell people you're vampires.
That's fine.
Go for it.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't make sense because, like, the whole thing with vampires is that they, like, don't have rules. You know, they, like, live their own lives. Yeah, they're, like, rebels without a cause. But generally...
Yeah.
I don't agree with the creative decisions made about vampires in this universe.
They were made in the Mormon church, so...
I know, I was thinking, like, what if she was accidentally writing about the Mormon church? Like, she was like, the Voltaire is this, like, cult-like...
I feel like she probably thinks of the Volturi as Christianity, or, like, Catholicism, like, this is the wrong way to be.
She does have it in Italy.
Exactly. So, we're breaking down Miss Stephanie.
Okay, when I was in the Catholic Church, I remember, like, this one day, like, our priest was like, everybody have a good day. It was, like, the end. He was like, God, peace be with you. Also, do not let your children read the Golden Compass series.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, is that part of it?
Also, no. Burn this book.
I was like, is that in the script now, Father LaValle? Like, what the...
Don't do it.
Like, and then, of course, I was like, reading the Golden Compass immediately. I remember my dad.
The first word in the book is titties.
Like, what?
No, I'm kidding.
And it's because, you know what it is? I think they were basically, like, showing, like, how bad Catholicism was or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the whole... I remember news outlets being like, Compass series... Golden Compass series.
But they never said anything about Harry Potter. But I know a lot of Christian sects wouldn't let you read Harry Potter.
That's because it's witchcraft.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. But like Catholicism never said don't read that.
Yeah.
But I know other people who are in like Methodist or whatever, they weren't supposed to read
under
Harry
like
Potter.
the umbrella of Christianity.
Well, yeah, there was one in my town. Don't really know the whole story. Don't really know what exactly it's called, this Christian sect. Mm-hmm. But they couldn't do like Halloween or anything like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun.
No.
I mean, we just did our sacraments as a just in case, my mom always said. Like, we got baptized and did the communion just in case.
Just in case.
Enough people believe in it, just in case.
You know?
So.
If you grew up Catholic, you know that when Jesus was on the cross,
he said just in case.
Right next to him were two convicted murderers on two other crosses. And they were like, can we have your forgiveness for what we did? And he was like, yeah, you're forgiven and you can go to heaven. So I've always taken that as like, worst case scenario. I'm just going to ask
True.
for forgiveness when I get there. And he's going to give it to me because that's what he does.
If this is what's going to happen, I'll just be like, sorry.
I'm pretty sure he's going to forgive me for saying Jesus Christ too many times. If he forgave 2 murderers.
Nope. Also, wearing cotton blends, you heathen. Anyway, not to get on a religious rant, but so they're overwhelmed by her blood, and Edward believes that his family is putting Bella's life at risk. So they move and they leave, and Edward comes to her very dramatically.
Okay, but like, literally, he's like so shitty in this scene.
Yeah, he's listen. We've got the 2021 lens, so we know what gaslighting is.
We know the words now, everybody.
We know what manipulation looks like, and that's what it looks like and sounds like. Back then, it was very, he's saving me, or like protecting me, or...
I didn't think that.
Yeah.
When I read the book, I was like, F you, dude. Like,
yeah,
how dare you, go so cold on her.
That's true. He does go
like,
very
that was
cold.
So horrible.
It was very mean.
He was literally like, I don't want you.
He did say, I don't want you. He said, I don't want you to come with me.
And then she said, you don't want me. And then he said, I don't want you.
If anyone said, I don't want you to me, like I said earlier, in any context.
After yesterday we were together,
I would crumble.
That is the stuff that will put me in an insane asylum.
Yeah.
Just FYI to anyone listening.
Me.
If you tell me you love me one day and then fucking don't ever talk to me again the next, that's a big, huge problem for me, buckos.
Just take notes.
Like, that's why, okay, so after he does that, Bella is like, a wreck. And like, hello, I don't even care. I would be the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like, especially at 16.
True.
He just disappeared. He's gone. He says, I don't want 18. You. And then he's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's just like, what am I going to do? Die. Well, because it's like, she had this idea of what her life was going to look like. And then all of a sudden, like, everything's gone. And also she knows he's, like, not actually gone. But, like, she has no access to him.
Yeah,
like,
and, like, she's emailing Alice and is like, this is what I'm doing. I'm seeing Edward everywhere. Can you just respond to me? And, like, no one's communicating with her. So she's, like, in this deep, dark hole of depression.
Listen, I've been ghosted. It's, like...
Yeah.
It's...
traumatizing.
Hell. Like, it's one of the worst things that someone could do to you.
100%.
Like, you just feel...
Well, because he says to her, like, promise me you won't do anything reckless for Charlie.
Also...
And then says... I'll make you a promise. You'll never see me again. How is that a promise? That doesn't feel equal or fair. No. Yeah, getting ghosted. Y'all, just be adults and talk to people.
I saw a tweet once that was like, why do we say getting ghosted when they literally do the opposite of what ghosts do?
Yeah, ghosts just hang around.
Yeah.
True.
Ghosts, like, hover around.
They hang out even after they die. They can't leave that badly. They're like, I don't want to go, so I will hang out with you in this spectral being.
So why do we say ghosted?
I don't know. I guess the real ghost is the memories that haunt us.
Oh, God. Poor
and
Bella.
This is Brene Brown.
Oh my God, my fave.
Yeah, so Bella's being haunted.
Yeah.
By Edward's memories, and like she can't get a hold of him. Like no one's responding to her.
And like months, like she basically is in her bed screaming a lot for like, like I think it's like 6 months or something.
Just straight up
She's
screaming.
Like, it's like it sounds like that.
I can't hear you make that mouth sound again.
Stop doing that. Like, why didn't they just have her scream like normal?
Also, like, so she's having nightmares because, like, she's stressed. And, like, Charlie's sleeping on the couch, which is downstairs. But it's a house. His bedroom would be upstairs where her bedroom is. So why, like, to be ready, would you sleep downstairs? I mean, for me, that logistically doesn't make any sense. But, so Bella's having nightmares, and Charlie's like, that's it, you're going back to Jacksonville.
Oh,
with
yeah.
your mom.
You're going back to Jacksonville with your mom. We were saying how much more fun it would be if everyone was Cockney in the movie.
And so, like, every line we just started doing, I said, you're going back to Jacksonville with your mom.
Bella.
Bella.
You
Why do they
Bella,
suddenly...
you got to go back to fucking Jacksonville with
the
your
guy
fucking
from
mom.
Big Fat Quiz Show who does Bella.
Bella.
Yeah, so we had a good time with that. That was really fun.
Dad, I'm going back to live with mom.
I'm gonna go with Jessica to the shops.
I'm going to the shops
With my mates.
with.
So Bella's like, no.
You don't even like shopping, Bella. Okay, sorry.
Bella, you don't even like shopping. Next time you guys watch Twilight, just imagine them all having British accents. It makes it really entertaining. Mm-hmm. So Bella goes to the shops with Jessica. And
all right, Jessica sucks in this movie.
Yeah, she's in one scene or like two scenes, but like she's so intense in this scene.
She's like, oh my god, like I get that you're depressed, but like come on, like get over it.
If I were depressed, I forgot I do a good Anakin.
I'm gonna let you do it because you're good at it.
I mean, I know you're depressed and everything, but like I've been going through things too. So like, what? Now you're an adrenaline junkie? Like, I don't understand what zombies movies are about. I just don't, and it's like incessant talking.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, and it's like kind of like
jarring.
Yeah.
So Bella sees these guys that
these
like
motorcycle
dudes who like remind her of the guys that Edward saved her from in the first movie.
If you recall, they're like
part 1.
They're like, oh hey babe.
Yeah.
And she's like,
she doesn't even say words. And like a lot of fast blinking.
And then Edward squeaks in his
Audi. Volvo.
Oh, his Volvo. Audi. I don't know cars.
And it's Audi. I thought. Sorry.
I don't care. I don't know.
But so she like starts walking towards them like in a trance, and then Edward shows up as a ghost.
As like a.
The ghost truly comes to form.
I guess.
And he's like, "Don't do this, Bella." And she's
then she's like, "Oh my god, Edward's here.
This is how I get Edward's attention.
This is how I get Edward.
This is how I get him. Don't do this, Bella. This is how I get him."
So then she keeps going.
Yeah, because she's like, if I put myself in danger, Edward's gonna save me.
And then this like really gross biker guy is like, "Hey babe, you want to get on this back of this?
Get on my hog. Hop on my hog."
And she's just like, okay. So she hops on the old hog.
She hops on the hog.
And they go.
Wait, my favorite.
2 feet.
My favorite line is he goes, "Where you want to go?" "Never mind, I don't care." It's like, it's so obviously like, hey guys, look at this piece of shit. We're gonna write him like such a piece of shit. "What's your name?" "Never mind, don't care." And peels out. Like, we get it. He's a bad guy. He doesn't have to be that big of a dick.
Like, so where do you want to go? And then he's like, wait, never mind. I don't care.
I just remembered. I don't like
I
when
drive
women
hogs.
speak. Get on my hog. It's the most wild
so
shit.
Stupid.
So yeah, they go to
about 2 feet on a straight road.
about as fast as Edward drives. I would say. Like, but suddenly it's dangerous.
And then she's like, stop!
Like, they're not even like swerving or anything.
No.
There's no other cars around.
For 1 second. And she's like, stop!
And she's like, whoa, okay, babe. Because like Edward's form shows up and they like drive through it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and like pulling at her hair.
So she gets off and goes back with Jessica. She's like, that was so exhilarating.
That'll make your pussy pop.
And Jessica's like, okay, so what are you, like, an adrenaline junkie now?
Okay, so like, what are you, an adrenaline junkie now? I just like don't understand. And so this is when Bella realizes, put myself in danger, I get to see Edward. Oh, yeah, and like at one point she responds to him like, you lied, like saying he wouldn't like show up again. Cause like I feel like that's an important plot point. Say? You lied.
You lied.
Like
you lied.
She's suddenly like
It's a
Ethel
show
Merman.
tune.
You lied. Hop on my hog. We cannot get past this scene. Where you going? Don't care.
I'll take you anywhere.
Just as long as you don't speak to me.
Okay.
So Bella decides to go get some scrapped motorcycles and takes them to Jacob. Or as Bella would call him, Jake. So she takes them to Jacob and he says, Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca? Bella, where have you been, Loca?
Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca? I've been looking everywhere for you, Loca.
We've been going nuts trying to find you, Loca. So, Jacob decides to help Bella fix up these hogs. I'm never referring to a motorcycle as anything other than a hog.
Hog.
So they're working on the hogs and like getting closer.
I hate you.
Honestly, they aren't working on them. Like Jacob is exclusively working on them. There's this one really terrible transition in this movie though, where like they order pizza and she picks up a slice and throws it at him, and it transitions into him like catching a wrench and like fixing the motorcycle. I was like, why? Why did we have to turn the pizza slice into a wrench? So, the hogs are finished being fixed. Obviously, Jacob and Bella are feeling some tension because, like, this is the first time Bella's really, like, put herself out there since Edward. Not, like, put herself out there, but, like, allowed
Needed
herself.
attention.
Yeah. Allowed herself to, like, make a connection.
Yeah, that's true.
Edward left. And,
Since Eduardo
left. And so they're riding the hogs, and Bella gets on it, and as soon as she gets on it, she sees Edward, and he goes, "You know this is a bad idea." And so she just goes for it, and she goes too fast because she's Bella, and she crashes, and who saves her but Jacob? Jacob saves her, and like at one point during this, like Jacob shows her like this group of boys who walk around without shirts on.
There's this group of shirtless.
They're the shirtless boys.
With jorts. And
the shirtless jorts boys.
They seem kind of like wrong side of the tracks, like ruffian, like
yeah,
whatever. And Jacob is kind of like, yeah, that's Sam, and they're like bad guys,
like everyone who becomes friends with him like drops out of school.
Yeah, like
and,
they're trouble.
Never heard of.
Yeah,
and they're cliff diving, and
whatever.
That'll come up later.
Yeah.
So after she hits her head, Jacob says, "No more hogs." So then Bella's friend, the blonde boy, invites her out to a movie.
Yes, Mike, I think. Is that his name?
Mike. Because she's, like, coming back to herself. So she, like, is coming back to her friends and everything. Mike invites her to a movie. She brings Jacob, and Mike thinks it was a date, so it's a little ox. And they see a scary movie, and Mike runs out, and he's puking. So Bella and Jacob follow him, and they have this, like, moment where, like, you think they're gonna kiss.
They have a lot of tension, I gotta say.
They do have a lot more sexual chemistry.
Yeah, they which I know that, like, supposedly,
yeah.
I think it was a publicity stunt.
I could see that.
I know a lot of people feel passionate about
Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart.
But I always thought it was a publicity stunt. And, like, they're not very... I don't know, they don't have a lot of chemistry on screen.
Yeah.
And, like honestly, when I was watching this movie, I was like, whoa, Jacob and Bella
I know,
are kind
for
of...
a second, I was like,
and she, like,
Jacob?
touches his, like, chest.
All the
and,
time.
Like, it's kind of
honestly,
hot.
I think she had more chemistry with Carlisle in that scene where he's stitching her up than she does with Edward.
You know? She
Yeah.
just doesn't have a lot of chemistry with him.
Yeah. But also, I think that might be partially due to the fact that Robert Pattinson hated filming these movies, so he was not trying whatsoever. Like, he says in like, the DVD commentary, like, how much he hated filming these movies.
Of these movies?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I don't remember specifically, but my sister, Felicia, if you're listening, she was like, I can't believe you guys didn't talk about how much he hates these movies and hated being
I knew
in
that
them.
they hated,
but like
she did too, right?
Yeah,
she hated
didn't enjoy it, but I don't think she's as vocal about it as
Rob
he
Pattinson.
is.
That's hot.
It honestly...
That's hot. I like that.
Yeah, of course you do.
I like that a lot.
But it honestly, yeah, it's kind of hot. Bad boy.
Like, he's just like, yeah, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, there's one part in the commentary, he's like, what am I doing with my face? What is that? Like, and that's like what I'm asking myself the whole time I'm watching these movies. But
I also would have a really hard time watching myself back.
Yeah. I have a hard time listening to this.
You and the rest of the world.
Just to our 26 listeners out there, thank you so much for continuing. Hello, we love you very much. So Jacob and Bella are having a moment in the movie theater. And, like, Jacob basically says to her, I would never do to you what Edward did to you.
Ooh.
I'll never hurt you. And she's like, you can't promise that.
Yeah, can I just say, nevers are a dangerous thing.
I saw this tweet that was like, men will say, the last thing I want to do is hurt you, but it's still on my list.
The last thing I want to do is hurt you,
but it's still on my list. It doesn't mean you don't want to. It just means it's going to take a while.
Yeah. It's the last thing you'll do.
Yeah. Before you go to bed at night. And ghost me.
Yikes.
So, yeah, there's a lot of sexual chemistry. And when Mike comes out from the bathroom, there's a little bit of an altercation because Mike's like, I'm here with Bella. And Jacob, like, gets all hot and flustered, and he's like, I don't know what's going on, I have to go.
Oh, yeah! He's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, it feels like I have a fever, so he leaves, and Bella
he just keeps running away from places in this movie.
He doesn't just walk, he's constantly jogging. Not even running, just, like, a light jog.
Yeah.
So he leaves, and Bella doesn't hear from him for a while. Like, she keeps trying to get in touch with him. He's not responding.
And that's obviously extremely triggering because it literally just happened to her.
Yeah.
Like,
why can't people put these things into perspective? And so...
you know what? If you're going through something that's horrifically difficult, no one else in your life matters. Didn't you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. You should just cut everybody out.
You just cut out everybody.
Well, so...
So that's what Jacob did.
And Edward. And so this is when because Bella goes back to the meadow where her and Edward used to lay.
Yeah, because she's, like, bored and lonely, so she's just, like, going to the places.
And... this is where she finds Laurent from the first movie. And he basically says, like, hey, Victoria's looking for you, but I'm going to kill you. Because Victoria wants to kill her. And, like, she sees Edward, and he's like, lie to him. Like, say we're still in Forks so he won't kill you. And while Laurent is about to kill Bella, these big old doggies come up. And...
is there ever any explanation for how Edward is just, like... ghost?
Astral projecting? Yeah. No.
I figured. Okay,
I
anyway.
mean, maybe. I like, don't remember the movies.
Yeah,
I just know them vicariously through my family. Hello, thank you so much. And so the big old doggies come and they protect Bella from Laurent, but Bella thinks it's like these big beasts that have been killing people in the woods because people have been searching for these beasts. So she runs home and is like, big dogs, that's what the issue is. And that's the issue.
She kind of has a similar moment to, like, in the first movie when she's like, you're cold as stone.
Yeah.
You can't be out in the sunlight. Like, whenever she realizes that Jacob is connected with these wolves.
Yeah.
And that there's giant wolves killing.
And that's why Jacob's been avoiding her, because he found out he is a wolf. He can shapeshift into a wolf. And, like, Sam and his gang were also shapeshifters, so they're actually helping him, like, understand.
Integrate and understand.
And that's why these, like, boys like are leaving school and stuff like that.
Because they're wolf boys.
But they are enemies with vampires.
That's what they are protecting
Forks from.
Yeah.
Vampires. They're killing vampires who kill people. But they have a treaty with the Cullens. The Cullens aren't allowed to bite any humans.
Ever.
On their land. And so Bella is alone again. Because, like, Jacob's off doing wolf things. Like, still learning how to be a wolf. So she decides to go cliff jumping.
Oh, no. Her and Jacob are back to being friends again.
Yeah. But they aren't spending as much time together because he's
but they're together when the cliff jump happens.
After she's by herself.
But they were already they were hanging out, and then some altercation happened with that vampire girl, and then she decides to cliff jump.
I didn't think she was with Jacob when she did. Okay.
Not right before, but like during that scene.
Right.
And then he was turned into a wolf and was busy chasing after.
Oh, right. Yeah,
redhead.
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bella.
Because Bella like learns about it, and then she like goes to Sam's and like. Isn't that before this?
I think Jacob is hunting Victoria because she's in town.
Yes.
So we see that within the scenes, but Bella's like just walking through the forest.
She's not with him?
I don't think so. I think he's hunting down Victoria.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I thought. We were in and out of the movie. So Bella she jumps off the cliff, and Edward is under the water with her. You know, we think Bella's gonna die, but who saves her again? Jacob. Thanks, Jacob. We appreciate you.
She really seems like she's gonna die.
Yeah, because she's like chilly.
And suffocating.
Yeah.
And hits her head.
No, because she's a little chilly. So Jacob takes her home, and when they pull up to the house, Jacob can smell that there's a vampire there, and he immediately thinks it's Victoria. He's like, there's a vampire here. And Bella sees that it's the Volvo is in the driveway.
Carlisle's Carlisle.
Carlisle's car. Lyle. The Volvo is in the driveway, and Bella's like, no, that's Alice. Or it's Carlisle's car, like, it's the Cullens. And Jacob thinks it's a trick. She goes in anyway and finds Alice there. And Alice is like, how are you alive? I saw you jump off a cliff. And we find out that the Cullens believe that Bella died, essentially.
Yes.
And so Jacob and Bella are having this alone moment where their mouths are essentially touching.
Yeah.
They might as well be kissing.
Because where was Alice at that time?
She said she was going to give her and Jacob a moment because they had a little bit of a heated discussion. Alice and Jacob.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She was like, I'll talk to you when you let the dog out.
Yeah. It very, like, witty comment.
Yeah.
So they're about to kiss, and the phone rings. And Jacob is very obviously not happy with who's on the other line, but we're not told who it is. And obviously the person is asking where Charlie is, and he says he's not here right now. He's planning a funeral because Charlie's friend was killed by Victoria.
Yes.
So he was actually planning a funeral. So
yeah,
Jacob wasn't wrong.
Lie.
He just omitted the truth.
Yes.
So he hangs up, and immediately after, Alice comes in and goes, Edward thinks you're dead, and he's going to go kill himself. And Bella's like, what just happened? How? And Jacob's like, I told him he was planning a funeral. And so Bella's pissed.
Bella's like, Jacob, why didn't you let me talk to him?
I know. Why didn't you let me talk to him? God. So Alice says he's going to go to this festival in Italy outside of where the Volturi are and break one of the Volturi.
Why
I
is
can't
that
remember
what
the
he does?
festival is. I guess so he's like closer to the Volturi so they can kill him faster.
But why doesn't he... Okay, it's fine. I'm not going to try to figure out the
No.
logic behind this goddamn movie.
So Alice and Bella just have to take a quick trip to Italy.
Which, like...
Go gallivanting, girl.
Did they fly?
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. That's what they're doing. I guess they don't... can you imagine, like... My boyfriend's about to kill myself. Hold on, let me take off my shoes and go through TSA.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's this rushed thing, but, like, there's some clerical stuff they have to do beforehand. They have to get on Priceline, buy a plane ticket, like...
Hopper, yeah.
Go through TSA, get a hotel, like... So, we see Edward at the Volturi. Yeah, Volturi. Voltaire. And they're, like, trying to convince him to not kill himself or whatever. So, they can't convince him to, but they're like, we can't kill you because you haven't done anything wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. And they want to, like, recruit him to be a part of the Volturi because he's got some strong van powers.
Who?
Edward.
Oh.
So, he's like, I'll do it myself.
I definitely blacked out for, like, the whole Volturi part.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, for some reason, my brain could not...
The Volturi part, it just felt unnecessary.
What happened? Like, I know there was, like, this whole big scene, but, like, my brain was just, like...
Yeah. Well, this was just the beginning, because then Edward decides to go out into the sun.
And then Bella sprints through a fucking...
mob of people.
And,
yeah, and, like...
What is that called? A fountain.
Yeah, and a fountain. And runs up and hugs Edward so no one can see his glittery skin. And he's... It's so cheesy. She hugs him, and he assumes he's dead, and he goes, Heaven. I died.
Heaven. I'm in heaven.
New moon. And she's like, no, open your eyes, it's me, it's me. And so Edward discovers she's alive, and everyone's really happy about it, but then the Volturi come back. They're like, you have to come with us. So they bring him back to the Volturi, and Bella has to come this time, and Alice is accompanying them. And they discover that Bella is immune to all of the vampire powers. Like, Alice can see Bella's future, but, like, they can't really, like, read her mind. They can't force her to feel anything she doesn't want to feel. Like, she's this anomaly of human. So they're all very interested, but they're like, she knows too much, so we have to kill her. And, you know, Edward is trying to protect her, and then they're about to kill Edward, and she's like, no, kill me. But then
the bitch has a death wish.
Yeah, I just let her go at this point. She's begging for it.
Right.
And then at this point, Alice steps forward and says, no, I've seen her future. She's going to be a vampire just like us. And... they let her go, but they're like, just make sure you turn her. Like, we're going to be watching you. You know. Or else they'll come kill her. And Edward doesn't want to turn her, so when they get back home, Bella makes the Cullens take a vote whether they should turn her or not. And Rosalie says no.
Of course.
Edward says no. And pretty much everyone else says yes.
Rosalie would say no.
Well, she doesn't like being a vampire. She's had a pretty traumatic life.
Do you learn about that in the book?
Yeah.
I read the books. I don't remember anything about her.
Well, they'll go over it in a movie.
She had attitude. She has attitude.
I know.
Oh, they talk about it in the movie?
I think they talk about her past in the movie, too.
I don't remember.
So, then, I think it might have been in Twilight. I can't remember. Anyway, they vote to turn her, and Bella thinks it's going to be immediate, but Edward is like, give me 5 years, like, please. Or wait, no, Jacob comes before this conversation, and he's very upset, because he's upset he's spaghetti.
Yeah, he's upset because frickin' Bella,
as soon as Edward came back,
runs
like,
back to him. It's like,
bye.
Who's Jacob?
Yeah. And Edward was like, can you ever forgive me? Like, and is like, I hope you can because I can't live in a world without you. Like, okay, gaslighting. Like, give her space if she does need to forgive you.
Also,
what did you just do?
You should have not done that, dipshit. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
You told somebody, you are my life now.
And also, like, at one point, he said to her, "You believed me so easily."
That part pissed me off.
That was fucked. I was like...
He was like, "And you believed me so easily." I was like, okay.
Fuck off.
Oh, sorry, she didn't, like, think you were lying when you said,
sorry,
I don't
she trusted
want you.
My bad for trusting you. Anyway, Jacob's upset.
I'm Team Charlie. That's it.
Team Charlie Swan in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Because Jacob's a little brat, too.
Jacob's a brat. They both think they, like, own her. And she's like, I don't know who to pick to own me. Which one of you own me?
I don't know who to pick to own me.
Like...
It's very, like, she needs... Oh, and then... Did you just hear my voice? I was yodeling. But it's very, like... Like... Edward being like, I just want to say thank you for taking care of Bella when I was gone. For saving her life so many times.
What if you just existed without needing another human?
Male human to save your life.
I guess they're not humans,
seconds.
though. But
a male supernatural being to save your life every fucking day, Bella.
Like, all right, I guess. It's a different time. Anyway, I just have to remind myself of that. So... Edward says thank you to Jacob. Jacob says, well, you didn't protect her because he's a little brat.
But also, you didn't.
No.
You were too busy being a little bitch boy.
Yeah. Also, like, you would just show up and go, don't do that. And then
As
leave.
a ghost. And then fucking leave. And then you would just disappear into the atmosphere.
Into the ether.
Don't go there. Disappears. Like...
Well, obviously you're going to show up if I go there. So...
He literally is the reason she was doing destructive things because he showed up.
And he's like, thanks for protecting her. Like, thanks for putting her in danger.
Over and over again.
So... Yeah, Jacob leaves.
Oh, but no, he says, you can't turn her.
Oh,
you can't turn her.
You can't bite
because
her.
if you ever bite a human, we have to kill you.
Yeah.
And Bella's like, but what if I want
choice?
it? What if it's my choice?
The only Mormon way of saying my body, my choice.
And then he's like, it doesn't matter, Bella.
Bella. It doesn't matter, Bella.
And then Edward's just like glaring. And then they have like they're like standing and they're having like a moment of like a showdown.
Oh, Jacob turns into a wolf.
And then she's like, stop it. If you guys fight, I'm going to get hurt or something like that.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, we can't fight.
We can't hurt Bella.
Can't hurt Bella.
Our beloved Bella.
Who has no personality outside of, I like these two boys.
Which is why they like her so much.
And I drive a shitty pickup truck.
That's why they like her so much. Are you kidding me?
And
she's moldable.
So
she really doesn't like. She doesn't have much of a personality.
She likes to read and is in awe of everything that Edward does.
Does she like to read?
I don't know. They always put a book in her hand, but you can never tell if she's actually reading it.
I don't think she reads.
I think she's illiterate. This is my conspiracy. No. Bella Swan is illiterate. So yeah, Jacob runs away in his wolf form, and Edward and Bella are talking about her getting turned, and he says, just give me 5 years. And she's like, why do you need to wait? Like, this, that, the other thing. And Edward basically says, like, we just have to do one thing before I turn you. Will you marry me? And her response is, and then the movie ends. What's her... We don't know.
I wonder what she'll say.
Also, like, it's such a way of sliding in, like, we have to be married before we do anything.
Turn you into a slut.
Into a little slut.
Into a little slutty
Into a
slut.
little vampire slut. And that's New Moon.
And that is the new moon.
New moon.
I saw you standing
on the edge of a cliff.
Without a
vampire to catch you.
Except for the ghost of one.
Who's gonna float next to you in the water and not
also
help.
Dead. How unhelpful he was this. At least in Twilight he like did save her a bunch.
True.
In this one he's just like,
I'm in an undisclosed area. Sorry.
Very
Can't do
weird.
anything. So that was New Moon. I had a hoot.
Hoot and holler, baby.
Only owls can hoot under the moon. I don't know. Catherine, I have a question. How did this movie fuck you up?
Oh, no words. No words. I think this movie fucked me up because it was so good.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
So how did this movie fuck you up?
I don't know. I guess like it does feel like a very real representation of 18-year-old heartbreak. And just the drama behind it all.
The drama mama.
The drama. Yeah, it's entertaining to me. I enjoy it. Yeah.
Love it.
So did they or didn't they?
We don't know.
That's true. I mean,
it's a cliffhang, baby.
They maybe did.
They maybe get married. I guess we'll have to watch. Just kidding. I'm not doing that.
You don't want to put that out there?
Nope.
They might have. I guess you'll have to watch the next movie to find out.
Dun.
So yeah, that was New Moon. Again, thank you guys so much.
Thank you
for giving us a couple weeks to reset.
Yes.
Yes.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
No,
missed it.
I'm
Oh, I was like...
I was just
rude.
kidding. Rude.
Yeah, I missed it.
And we missed you guys. Feel free to come onto our Instagram, give us suggestions, let us know what you think.
Subscribe, comment.
Below. Swipe up. Hit the
little bell in the corner so you get notifications every time we post a video.
And watch our mid-roll ads. Thank you to Pearl for the use of our theme song. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
We love you so much. So long.
Bye.